I created this viral city destruction video using Google VEO3. This content is really viral on TikTok at the moment. So I found this profile called QuakeLab. I have no idea who they are, but you can see that all their content is AI generated and their best video has 19 million views. And what's great about this is that you can easily replicate this with something like Google VEO3. This automation is triggered by an end-to-end form. So if I click inside of here, you can see what the form looks like. I've just given it a form title of what if cities collapsed, and then I've given it a description. The most important thing is the form elements. So I'm getting the city name, which is a text element, and I'll put in some placeholder text and it's required field. The second field is a building name. So what building or landmark would you like to see destroyed? Again, I've given it some placeholder text to give the user some ideas, and it's required mandatory field. And then the last one is what type of discussion would you like to see? So for this, I've done a predefined drop-down list and I put in some options of earthquake, typhoon, fire, and biblical. So when you run it, you're going to see this kind of output. The next node that you need is an OpenAI ChatGPT node. So if you just go inside of here and do a search for OpenAI, it'll bring up this node here, and we're messaging a model. So for this example, I'm using 4.1 mini because it's quick and it's affordable. And the most important thing here is the prompt. So if I click inside of here, you'll see what this prompt does. It's basically create a 5-second overhead drone style video capturing a catastrophic event unfolding at a famous landmark. The video should depict, and then the builder name is, I've just dragged this over, this dynamic field over. Now you can tailor this, customize it to whatever scenario, whatever viral topic you would like to see. But just remember that these are dynamic fields. And so I want the prompt to reflect that, right? That's the whole point of automation. The most important thing is the realism, the scale, the type of destruction, you know, the style, the time of day. There's no narration or characters, just raw, haunting spectacle. That's the kind of angle I've gone for. Again, you're gonna do whatever is gonna work for you. And then I've given it a JSON output. So basically the prompt is just one variable and it's called prompt. And the reason for that is because I'm gonna plug this prompt into a Google VEO3 and it's gonna generate the video. So this is the prompt here that I wanna generate, or something along the lines. And obviously the AI agent will then fill in the blanks for me. So once I run that, you can see now that I've got a variable called prompt, which is what I've asked it to do. I've defined it. And before I move on, let me just say that you just simplify the output, make sure this is toggled on, and make sure the output content as JSON is toggled on. This is because we've given the AI agent a prompt to say that we want the variable prompt to be created, and we want it as an output of JSON, right? So this is the variable here, and you can see that the AI agent has completed that. So then you move on to the next step, which is an HTTP request node. So now we have the prompt, we can now create the video. So if you go inside of here, it's now a post method because we're going to trigger this. And I've used it before, but for the service that I'm using to do VEO3, because they don't have API support as of yet, so we have to use a third-party service, and FAL is excellent for this. So I'm using a FAL endpoint, which is this one here. I've got generic credential types that I've already set up, and then we need to send some body over. So make sure the send body is toggled, then the body content, and then the content type is application JSON, because we are sending a JSON payload over. And then for the command is just prompt, as you see it, as a JSON variable. We're going to drag and drop the variable because that's this is what I want to plug into VEO3, which is this prompt here. And this is going to be about 5 seconds, which is the most important thing, because VEO3 is still new, it's still expensive. So about 5 seconds will cost you about $5. So it's not, you know, massively affordable right now, but we're still early. It's only been released like about a week, 10 days. So give it a few more weeks, a few more months, and the cost will come down dramatically. So once you have this, you test it, you'll see an output. The most important thing here is you want to see the status of in queue. That means that FAL is actually processing the video, and you're going to see a bunch of different URLs here and the request ID. So we're going to need this request ID. And so with any Gen AI solution, we need to wait for the video, because this is going to take about anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. So for this example, I've added a wait for video node. I've given it a 1 second because I'm recording video. So obviously I'm going to edit it out, but if you are going in production with this, just set this to something like 10 minutes, which is more than enough. And then you'll see this because when I ran it, it was still in queue, but obviously it's been done since then. And then once you've ran the video, you waited for it, given enough time, you then need another HTTP request node, because this time we want to get the video. So now it's a get method, and then this is the endpoint, which is requests. But to grab the correct video, we need the video ID, the request ID. And that's this field here. Just drag and drop it here. And you're going to need to authenticate, because otherwise, if there's no gate, then we can just download anybody's videos, right? If we have the request ID. So you are going to need the authentication to be turned on. And that's about it. You don't need any body because we were just pulling the video down. And then when you test it, you're gonna see a video URL. This is it. This is the video that's been saved on Files cloud servers. And this is what you would then use to then post onto your TikTok. You can post it onto Instagram and even YouTube Shorts. So that's the video in a nutshell. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Give me a thumbs up because that helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.